Hey guys, what's up? Now that I've heard back from business school and got into some top programs, I wanted to make a video to help other applicants, especially military applicants. As I said in my decision reaction video, I applied to 2 schools round 1 and I didn't get an interview at either of them. I did more homework and changed my strategy around for round 2, and I got into every school I applied to, including UPenn Wharton. So long story short, I learned a lot about business school applications and learned firsthand how minor adjustments can lead to major differences in outcome. So I want to share some tips for what I did between round 1 and round 2. Now keep in mind, these 5 tips alone aren't going to get you into business school. No 5 tips are going to. These are the 5 things I learned between the round 1 and round 2 applications, on top of the usual business school stuff like create a narrative for what you've done and make sure that your recommenders are people who can really truly speak to you and who you are. So without further ado, here are my 5 business school application tips for military applicants. Number 1, reach out to the veterans clubs. This is something I didn't do round 1 and I'm really glad I did round 2. Just Google the school's veteran club, find some people on there, send an email saying who you are and that you're interested in applying to the school and want to talk to somebody, and you'd be amazed at what kind of results you'll get. I did this and 2 of the 3 veterans clubs that I reached out to applied in the first day or 2 and connected me to somebody who had a similar background, so who was Army and actually was field artillery and was doing something similar to what I'm interested in doing next. These people helped me get a no BS look at the school and what they prioritize and what they do and how the different tracks are and just a ton of things. And all of this will help you communicate in your application why you want to go to the school, why you're a good fit for the school. And if/when you get in, it'll help you make a decision on where you want to go. Also, you never know who that person knows. 1, a lot of schools use current second years as admissions officers. And 2, maybe they're a friend of a friend, or they can connect you to somebody who really ends up giving you great advice. There's also other services you can use for this, like service to schools, which will connect you with a veteran at whatever school you're looking at. Number 2, use I, not we. At first, I was really hesitant about this one, but honestly, it is true. In the military, we're very conditioned to give credit to our soldiers or to the unit and not to ourselves. And personally, I really like this, and it's something I'm going to keep doing in my life. But for business school applications, you really just can't. At the end of the day, your soldiers aren't applying to business school, your unit's not applying to business school, you're applying to business school. So you really have to sell yourself and show why you are exceptional and why the school should let you in. I'm not saying don't go be cocky and say that you're the best thing ever and you're the only reason your unit got anything done ever, but take credit for things that you deserve credit for. 3, you need to translate your service. Just like you need to use more I and less we, you need to translate what you've done and not use military jargon. It's very safe to assume that whoever is reading your application has never been in the military and probably doesn't know that much about the military. They're probably used to reading applications from consultants and Wall Street analysts and people like that. So you need to know your audience and you need to translate what you've done to things that they can understand. No business school is going to understand when you say you were the OIC for your batteries training section on an ORA. Instead, say something like you were selected to lead the preparation for an independent assessment of a key unit function. Number 4, you need to show not only cause, but effect. A bad habit that I think we kind of fall into in the military is we'll often just list the number of soldiers we're in charge of and how much whatever we're responsible is worth. You'll see this on OERs when it says that you're responsible for the training, safety, morale, readiness, and blah 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 of 20 soldiers. Business schools are going to see that and say, cool. So what? So going back on the ORA example, if you improved your unit's ORA training score from 60% to 90%, I would say something like, you're selected to lead preparation for an independent assessment on a key unit function, which resulted in a 50% improvement. Basically, you just need to show not only that you were in charge of a lot of stuff and you did a lot of things, but the result of that. Otherwise, it's just like, okay, you held this position, but you didn't really improve anything. You didn't make the organization better. So you really need to communicate that. And I know this can sometimes be hard because, how do you communicate that you increased readiness? You just try to attach some kind of number to it, some kind of obviously accurate number to it, so people can easily kind of see that, okay, this person made a significant difference in this position. Number 5, highlight any community service you have. What is sometimes just considered doing your job in the military is sometimes seen by business schools as community service. And this can really help you differentiate yourself. For example, when I was a platoon leader, I noticed that a lot of my soldiers lacked basic life skills like how to make a budget, how to invest, things like that. So I started making classes and teaching classes on those topics, and then my section chiefs would sit down with the soldiers and make budgets with them, make an investing plan with them. And at the time, I thought this was just, being a good PL, looking out for my guys. But I realized that this is really, in the business school's eyes, this is going above and beyond and a way that I serve the community. So I'm not saying make something up, definitely don't do that, but definitely try to highlight things that you did and think back on things that you did where you were like, oh, I'm just looking out for my guys, so I'm just gonna help them out with this. It may or may not be something that you can highlight as community service and help you to paint that picture of you as a leader who not only leads professionally, but also, takes a leadership role in everything that they do and how you're going to continue doing that into the future. Because at the end of the day, a lot of business schools, especially top business schools, are looking for leadership potential. So there it is. Those are 5 things I wish I had known on my round 1 applications that I did on my round 2 applications and obviously yielded a lot better results. While I'm in business school mode, I think I'm gonna build an ideal timeline, like a calendar with the ideal timeline of preparing for business school from college graduation through your time in the military to getting into business school. I think that would be helpful because it would just give people some kind of structure to, okay, maybe I should be thinking about this now, oh, maybe I should think about this now. I'm not saying, use your time in the military and just be thinking about, okay, how can I get into business school? Frankly, if you do that, you're probably not gonna get in because you're gonna be so focused on business school that you're not gonna get those key learnings that you need to be somebody that business schools are even interested in. But if you know what the timeline or an ideal timeline looks like, it can help you, 1, not be stressed that you're messing anything up, and 2, just have, maybe set a reminder like, hey, in a year from now, I should maybe start thinking about researching business schools, blah, blah, blah. So just let me know what you think. I think that's something that could be really helpful. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'm using that more and more. It's just really easy to answer questions versus having to make a video, record it, edit it, upload it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing almost weekly Ask Me Anything. So if you have some good questions, that's a great place to ask in addition to down in the comments below. And of course, as always, subscribe and leave a like if you want to, and leave a comment on if you have any questions, if you have any comments, or if you have any ideas for videos that I should make in the future. Anyways, that's all I've got for today, guys. So until next time, keep killing it.